From out of the West comes America's greatest half hour of Western fun and music, the Hollywood Barn Band. Yes, friends and neighbors, it's Saturday night again, and time for the big payday doings here in our Hollywood barn, where Cottonseed Clark and his gay gang are carrying on in full swing. And now, swinging through the barn doors right now is the old boy himself, your Brushwood poet from down Texas way, Cottonseed Clark.
Much obliged, Jay Stewart. Much obliged to you, and we're mighty proud to have all of you folks over for our Saturday night festivities. There's lots of fun, foolishness, and music ahead in your way tonight, and right now we're loading it on the wagon, and the whole gang drives in a singing, "Get Along Home, Cindy." All of you children, let's get on in there. Go
Went up on the mountain, give my horn a blow. Thought I heard Cindy say, "Yonder comes my beau." Get along home, home, Cindy, get along home. Get along home, home, Cindy, I'm gonna leave you now. You ought to see with Cindy, she lives away down south. She's so sweet, the honeybees swarm around her mouth. Get along home, home, Cindy, get along home. Get along home, home, Cindy, I'm gonna leave you now. Peaches in the summer, apples in the fall. If I can't have the gal I want, I don't want none at all. Get along home, home, Cindy, get along home. Get along home, get along home, home, Cindy, I'm gonna leave you now.
Gargoyle, Hollywood, California. Well, after a wild ride like that, it ought to pleasure you folks right smart to be greeted by such a fine-looking little filly as our own sweetheart of the barn dance, Colleen Summers. And here she is to sing for you one of the prettier Western ballads of the year, "We Live in Two Different Worlds." Colleen, sing it up right smart, pretty like for me, huh?
We live in two different worlds, dear. That's why we're so far apart. You made your world out of vows that are broken. I built a world in my heart. Everyone here tried to warn me. You were just playing a game. I told them all we were meant for each other. I thought our worlds were the same. If you stay over in your world, oh, how my poor heart will pine. Darling, someday when your memory haunts you, won't you come over to mine? We live in two different worlds, dear. My world is honest and true. Sweetheart, remember when your world gets lonely, I'll still be waiting for you.
That was mighty well done, Colleen, and we all will look forward to seeing you again next Saturday night in another song. But also like to remind all the folks that Foy Willing and the Riders of the Purple Sage will be returning next Saturday night. Of course, they're down in San Diego making a personal appearance this week and meeting a lot of their barn dance friends. And they'll be doing the same thing here next week. Right now,
Hi, Cottonseed, old pal, Peanut Puss.
Johnny Barn, son, you look excited. What's wrong with you?
Well, I am excited. I got a letter from the President of the United States.
A letter from the President?
Yeah.
What does it say?
It says, greetings. You have been selected. If it is not too inconvenient for you, will you please come around at your leisure time and see us soon?
Well, Johnny, that's all right. Are you going to go peaceable, or are they going to have to come and get you?
Well, when they come and get me, I'll go peaceable.
Johnny, pay no attention to that letter. Tear it up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
My brother Eight Ball got one of them letters, and he tore it up.
Where is he now?
On one of our islands.
Which one?
Alcatraz.
Johnny, that's enough out of you. You better sing.
Yeah, they call me the Sinatra of the sagebrush now.
Sinatra of the sagebrush.
That's right.
What's the subject matter of your little swoon offering for
Well, it's going to be, oh, why did I get married? It goes like this here.
You tell us about it.
Come gather all around me, all you boys who own a wife. Come and listen to my warning. You'll thank me all your life. For I was once a bachelor, and I wish I was again. I'd never give up that single bliss to wear the ball and chain. Oh, why did I get married? Why did I don this neck yoke? If I talk back, she'll give me a smack, and I'm liable to get my neck broke. Where was I? My wife said I was the light of her life, but I went out too often. I'll bet she strikes another match the minute I'm in my coffin. Oh, boys, before you get mixed up with diamond rings and kissing, better change that honor and obey to stop and look and listen. Oh, why did I get married? What can the reason be? If you want to see the missing link, just take a look at me. Now, before I got married, I advertised me for a wife, and 3 fellers wrote and offered me theirs. I was just crazy to get married, but I didn't realize it till afterwards. Before I got married, I had blue eyes, and now they're both black. I was a regular dude then, and now I'm subdued, I guess. She's getting shorter and fatter. I reckon she's just settling down. When she gets to be 40, I'm going to swap her off for a couple of 20s. She's a good woman, though. Too good for a bum like me. Any of you fellers want her? Oh, why did I get married? Look what I've gone and done. It cost 3 times as much for 2 to live as cheap as 1.
Of course, that gives you folks a mighty good idea of what's coming your way next. Your brushwood poet, Cottonseed Clark, goes out into the middle of the patch and thumps out a right bit of his brushwood philosophy and rhyme that'll hit home to a lot of you folks. Tonight, he tells about the time he got caught stealing watermelons. Cottonseed?
Did you ever steal a watermelon? Well, I have, and many a time. And though I knowed the act was sinful, to me it wasn't a crime. Of course, there's a few what call it wrong to help yourself to a vine, but they're the ones what own the patch. They over particular kind. I'll bet there ain't a soul among you that'll argue when I say that melons always taste better when you get 'em your own crude way. By skinning a fence with the fellas and thumping out a dozen or so, and grabbing the heart from a big 'un and letting the rest of it go. As long as I live, I'll never forget when we raided Lem Bywater's field, and he fired at us with his double barrel, loaded with rind and peel. We'd clumb the fence and was thumping around for one we figured was right, when out of the blue there came a blast that filled our hearts with fright. Like a flash, we made a dash for the quickest way out of that place. But I was smaller than the other kids and just couldn't keep their pace. They'd already jumped the doggone fence and was halfway out of sight, and there I was, left all alone, my heart a-busting with fright. Then about that time I felt a sting, and then heard another blast. Oh, that sting, it stung and kept a stinging, but the blast, it didn't last. I screamed like a hog that had just been stuck and jumped straight up in the air. Then I cleared that fence in one wild leap with a couple of feet to spare. The trip I made from that patch to home seemed to take an hour or more. And by the time I reached our gate, I tell you, my pride was sore. Paul knowed full well what had happened to me the minute he seen my face. He knowed I'd been shot with Ryan and Peel, and he knowed in just what place. For a week or more after that ordeal, I chose to stand up and eat my meal. And you would have, too, if you'd been hit with pork rind and lemon peel. There's no denying I paid the price, but I'll tell you what I'd do. If I had the chance, I'd steal melons again, and I'll bet you would, too. Folks, tonight the Barn Dance Boys and Girls are mighty proud to bring you as our guest one of the screen's up-and-coming stars. He's just completed the starring role in Columbia's newest Western called Rhythm Roundup, and would know you will all be pleasured a lot when you see his work on the screen, just as you will now as he sings Twilight on the Trail. Let's welcome Ken Curtis to the Barn Dance. Ken?
When it's twilight on the trail and I jog along, the world is like a dream, and the ripple of a stream is my song. When it's twilight on the trail and I rest once more, my ceiling is the sky, and the grass on which I lie is my floor. Never ever have a nickel in my jeans, never ever have a debt to pay. Still I understand what real contentment means. Yes, I was born that way. When it's twilight on the trail and my voice is still, please plant this heart of mine underneath the lonesome pine on the trail. On the trail.
See you, Ken. Just grab a partner and join in the fun, because we're going to call on you again. And now to set the old barn rafters to ringing, out comes Ted French and his exhibition Square Dances with Pappy Holt and his hoedown fiddle. Here's Johnny Bond to do the calling, so boys, rope yourself a favorite fill and let's everybody dance.
Keep going now, boys. Let's go. Grab your partner. Here we go.
You're at the Hollywood Barn Dance, friends and neighbors, the Saturday night guest of Cottonseed Clark and his gang of hayloft hijinks. Festivities will continue over most of these stations in just 30 seconds. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System. Okay.
Here we go.
It's your Hollywood Barn Dance, folks, coming to you from our new barn located just off Gower Gulch in Hollywood. Now to carry on with the second half of the fun and music, here comes the head man of America's greatest half hour of Western fun and music, Cottonseed Clark.
Flags, Jay. All right, Johnny Bond, let's don't use up all the fun at once. You know, folks, when we get down to this business of barn dancing, we just don't woof around about it. So right now, to our powerful, pleasant piece of listening pleasure, as in comes Colleen, Vivian, and June, the Sunshine Girls. They're not only as cute as a new colt, but they sing along with the best of them, as they're going to do right now, as they offer a modern little Western ditty called Boogie Woogie Cowboy. Children, swing it out. Let's get help copacetic or something, whatever them words mean.
Somewhere west of Vegas, there's a cowboy that pet. He used to be an icky without any pet. Singing mighty sadly of his home on the range. Now he does the boogie woogie. Man, what a change. Well, give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer in the antelope play all the day. So seldom is heard a discouraging word. Shoot the holler to me, talking my boy. He used to herd the cattle and plug his guitar, 'cause he never heard about a lake to the bar. He went down to Memphis and he got on the beat. Now his horse is prancing. Clickety-clop-clop, clickety-clop-clop, his old pencil's alive, and he steps to the jive. Clickety-clop-clop, clickety-clop-clop, shoot the saddle to me, tell him my boy. He's a boogie-woogie artist on the radio now, throwing down 1,000 per showing them how. If he lost his saddle, he'd be knocked off his feet. Oh, he's got to have him with him to give him the beat. Clickety-clop-clop, clickety-clop-clop, he's a killer, it's true, when the jamming to do. Clickety-clop-clop, clickety-clop-clop, he's an 8-beat puncher on the radio now. Yodel-lady-dee-ho, lady-dee-ho, shoot the ranger to me, Silver, my boy.
The Sunshine Girl. And now, folks, for that promised song from Ken Curtis. Here's a Western heart song that every one of you know and love, and the way Ken sings it for you will make him one of your favorite Western singers I know. Son, step right up here and sing for our barn dance customers. Nobody's darling but mine love.
Come sit by my side, little darling. Come lay your cool hand on my brow. Promise me that you will never be nobody's darling but mine. Nobody's darling but mine, love. Be honest, be faithful, be kind. Promise me that you will never be nobody's darling but mine. You're as sweet as the flowers of springtime. You're as pure as the dew from the rose. I had rather be somebody's darling than a poor boy that nobody knows.
A mess of mighty fine singing, Ken Curtis. Well, as we told you earlier, Johnny Bond has just received his notice from Uncle Sam for the 13th time. And here he is in basic training with Cliffy Stonehead as the toughest top sergeant whatever shook a private hard enough to make his bones rattle in his skin like throwing down an armful of wood. Let's join that long, lean, lanky, lazy Lulu from Lizard Ridge, Johnny Bond. Yay!
Raise that arm. Raise your right foot. Raise your left foot. Now put them both down. Attention!
Hey, you, I said attention. I am at attention. It's this dang uniform that's at ease.
What's your name, Bud?
Johnny Bond.
Your rank?
I know it. I mean, private, sir. No class.
I thought you were in the cavalry.
Now, wait a minute.
I said I thought you were in the cavalry.
I can hear you. I was, but I transferred to the Air Corps.
And to the what?
Air Corps. Air Corps.
And just why did you transfer from the cavalry to the Air Corps?
Well, an airplane may throw you, but it don't turn around and walk on you and bite you after it.
You know, one day, when I was a little boy, I lost my wooden toy soldier. But my mama told me not to worry, that someday I'd find it. And believe me, you wooden-headed scarecrow, I found it.
You don't have to shout at me. I can hear you. And besides, you can't talk to me like that. My grandpa was in the Battle of Bull Run.
That's bull.
No, it ain't. It's the gospel truth.
So your grandpa was in the Battle of Bull Run. Did he run?
Them it didn't run. It's still there.
Battle of Bull Run, huh? Do you see this medal?
Yeah, let me see that. World's Fair, 1929.
Yeah, quiet. Now let's get back to work. Now remember, your rifle is your best friend.
Best friend.
And treat it like your wife.
I do. I rub it every day with an oily cloth.
You're very clever. Now, where do you come from?
Well, you won't believe this, but I come from the farm.
Is that so? So you come from the farm, huh?
Right.
How's crops?
Pretty good. I made 7 come 11 last night.
That's crap. And speaking of gambling, I told you to go down and break that dice game up in the barracks, and you were gone an hour.
Well, I broke up the game, but you've got to realize I only had a quarter to start with.
All right, let's get back to work. Private Bond?
Right.
That reminds me, I must consult with my bootlegger. Private Bond, what would you do if you saw a Japanese battleship coming over that hill?
I'd grab a torpedo and sink it.
And what would you do if you saw another battleship coming over the hill?
I'd grab another torpedo and sink it.
Just a minute. Where are you getting all those torpedoes?
Same place you're getting all them battleships.
Very funny, very funny. Now then, we'll practice guard duty. You'll be the sentry, and I'll be the unknown figure approaching.
Okay, Bud. Hey, approach me.
Well, what do you say?
Not much. What do you say?
Look, you're supposed to say halt.
Oh, okay. Halt.
That's better. What, are you going to stand there all day pointing the gun at me? Oh, now I get it. You've forgotten your speech.
I reckon I have, Bud. But you better not move a muscle till I think what it is.
Don't you know what they'll make you do if you don't memorize that speech?
They'll probably make me hike 50 miles with one of them worthless packs on my back.
Right.
And them second lieutenants are heavy, too.
Look, I'll give you one more chance. This is the last time. Now, you're the sentry, and I'm an unseen figure approaching.
Your figure'd have to be a long way off to be unseen.
Quiet. Now then, I'm approaching.
Okay. Who goes there?
A friend with a bottle.
Halt, friend. Advance, bottle.
Get out of
So long, Johnny Bond. We'll see you next week with Clifford Stoneheading around you. Well, folks, tomorrow is Mother's Day. It is the day of red flowers and white flowers. The red is a glowing tribute of love and companionship that is now present. The white is a memorial to those who have earned their eternal rest. All mothers are pioneers, whether it was of yesteryear or is of today. We of the Barn Dance wish to, in our humble way, pay tribute to a certain pioneer mother whom we shall say is representative. In an outmoded house in a quaint old American home, there will be an empty rocking chair by the fireplace this fall as the logs crackle in the flames and shoot their darting sparks up the sooted chimney throat. For many decades, this mother tended that hearth as the colder days drew on. And there, of an evening when the housewife's work was done, she used to sit with an old book on her knee by the light of an old-fashioned lamp. On down to the end of the chapter she would read. Then, closing the volume with the place marked with care against the morrow's reading time, she would lay aside her spectacles or push them wearily upon her forehead and stare into the blinking embers and the ashes, dreaming of days long gone by, communing with days yet unborn, seeing there the goodness and providence of the Father and God of us all. So came each succeeding day to its evening of reverence, of peace, of gracious presence. Finally, kneeling before her Maker, this mother gave thanks, sought strength, and pledged her faith to the end. Then, making ready for her old four-poster bed, she fell asleep, untroubled and serene. Thus, out of the daily threads of life and death, joy and sorrow, labor and calm repose, this pioneering mother wrought the fabric of her years. And time, with gentle shears, snips the shuttle loose and cuts the bolt from the loom. The pattern is complete. The weaver earns her rest. Folks, that's our little offering for tonight. We hope you'll be hitching up and heading this way again next payday, when the barn dance boys and girls will bring you the kind of entertainment we promise you won't regret on Sunday morning. We'll see you all in church. Until then, this is Cottonseed Clark saying so long, good luck, good night, and may the good Lord bless you.
Your Hollywood Barn Dance with Cottonseed Clark and Gang will come to you every Saturday night at the same time from our new barn just off Gower Gulch in Hollywood. Jay Stewart speaking. This is CBS. Time from our new barn just off Gower Gulch in Hollywood. Jay Stewart speaking. This is CBS.